This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Check out Infidelity forums. And that's any forum, that's not a specific forum. Just go to Google or something and look them up. And this is, well, two things. One, this subject was inspired by a comment by one of my frequent posters, Anonymous. And he always talks about the infidelity forums and stuff. And it's also a follow-up to my last video about the looks, money, status thing. Because some guys think they got it, but see, I'm gonna tell you what. If you really, one thing I learned about the game, and I've talked about this, and I don't talk about it as much recently, but too many guys see the surface. Like you'll see, like they'll say, well, I see this guy, I see this woman with that, the guy looks good and he got a car, he got all this, he's a quote unquote alpha male. You know how I feel about that term, right? It's what y'all see. But see, one thing I've learned, if you got an idea about the game and what's really happening, you got to scratch below the surface. If you want to know what a woman really wants, you got to find out what type of man she cheats with. That's the truth. See, you got many women. Like I did a video for college dudes talking about women looking for that MRS degree. There are many women who they'll go through college or they'll get ran through by like the neighborhood thug, the village idiot, some Romeo, whatever, bad boys or whatever. I mean, it's common. People know that. But then what happens is they'll clean their act up after they done did all that. In some cultures, they actually get their hymen repaired. Like in the Middle East or something, they will get their hymen repaired. Or they'll do some Kegel something. Right? Or if they don't do all that, if they meet some dude, he's pretty good, they'll act innocent. They'll do all of that. And see, what happens is, a lot of times, another guy from the outside, he just sees that surface relationship, right? I'm going to tell you what, whenever I see a couple together, I pay attention to their body language, whether she's walking in front of them. Now, I've made a big deal out of a man walking outside, when he's walking with a woman, walking outside, too closest to the curb, or not following behind her. But on another case, if you get a woman like that, she don't really give a fuck about that dude. That dude is just a utility to her. They ain't really together. I watch body language when I'm with people. There's a lot of people out there, you think they together, they hanging out. Hell, they might even hold hands or something. But I pay attention. I look at how her eyes are looking around. If you want an idea about women, you gotta get hip to how they cheat. See, a lot of guys, look, let's just be real. When I talk about that whole select, non-select thing and the whole Mr. Goodbar thing, Mr. Goodbar operates below the radar. It's going to be rare. You might see a Mr. Goodbar out with one woman, but you don't see the other 5 he's fucking. And half of them are going to be, most of them going to have a man. Let's just be real. Half of them going to have a husband, a man, or whatever. All right? And, it's hard to see that. If y'all not if y'all not experienced with that, it's hard for y'all to see that. It's hard for the average dude to see that, especially if they got limited sexual experience. They don't understand women anyway. But a good way for the average dude, or the dude who don't have enough experience, do a Google search or whatever search engine you're going to use on infidelity forums. And you will find it. I mean, first you'll find a lot of articles. Just do a search on women cheating. You'll find a lot of articles. Head to those forums. You'll see what's up. Because I've seen that. Because, like I said, this is following up that looks, money, status thing. I've known dudes who've had all 3 of those things, and their women getting turned out by gold tooth dude. And the women only staying with them because the dudes got money. Or they got kids. There's a whole lot of marriages out there. They ain't fucking no more. It's purely status. They just stand for survival. And usually the woman rolls out once the moment she feel like she can survive on her own. I know women now, and this ain't, look, just to be clear, this ain't a black thing. I know a whole. I mean, especially a lot of. That's probably bigger in the white community. I know personally a whole lot of white women. The only reason they still married, that dude paying the bills. And I know one because I know she'll never watch this video. Shoot, I know one. She got enough money that her husband don't know about, like squirreled away, just in case. Just in case. She was like, nah, he don't know about this. She ready. The time if he mess up or just make that one thing, cause she ain't fucking. Cause see, a lot of times you seeing that. See, here's a problem with a lot of guys from the outside looking in, cause all of them are. All the guys who promote that. It's like you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. I'm gonna tell you what. There's a certain look. I couldn't explain the look. I had to show you. You had to be with me, and I had to see it. I had to see an example. When a woman ain't really about her man. There's a look she gives. It's kind of like she's there, and she might even say stuff like call him babe in front of you and stuff, but they ain't together. There's a certain way a woman interacts with a man when she really into him. And there's a look he has when she's really into him. Like I said, I had to show you, and I had to see a living example. I couldn't even find pictures of it because you can't trust pictures. I can't even use it because I get some people say, well, can you show me a picture? I was like, I don't know what they do behind closed doors. And even with celebrities and stuff, a lot of that shit staged. And a lot of that shit staged. They doing a lot of stuff. I'll put it like this. Just as an aside, because Rom know people who know people, I could probably get a lot of celebrities in trouble. A lot of shit, there's a lot of celebrity relationships people think are hokey-dory, but they got some, shall we say, weird shit going on underneath. But that's just an aside. But, my whole point is, go check out those infidelity forums. Go look at them. Go read through them. Take your time. Take a week or something. That's when you're going to see what's up. Then you understand the game better. See, understand something. Women have a lot of people intellectually understand women have a two-stage mating process. And what they're doing, they'll get the guy. They'll get the guy who's going to pay the bills. Who look decent enough maybe to have a kid with. And I do mean a kid. Right? Or he got some status. They'll live comfortably. Okay. But then, if you talk to him, if you have a conversation with that woman, a real one, she ain't feeling that dude. I got so many stories. I remember this one, it was a sister, right? She talking about this guy she married, and she said, that wasn't my soulmate. And then you got situations where, oh man, damn. I remember one time me and my boy, for people who read my book, the dude I called Jim, right? I remember it was a couple women we were messing with. It was a woman who was about to get married who was messing with him for her last fling. So, and she brought a friend, I was messing with her. So, it's, understand, see, I think that's one of the biggest problems in this whole thing, in trying to really help men to understand, because they see the surface and they do shit surface wise. And I'm like, dude, nah, you don't want to be the trick guy. You don't want to be the trick. You don't want to be in a trick marriage. You got to understand that. Even and see, some women are slick about it. They'll get that, and they'll see your status or something, and they'll make you think, hey, you the man. But I'm gonna tell you something. Every single woman got that guy she'll cheat for. Every single one. You want to be in that category where the women are constantly throwing it at you, because see, that's the thing. Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Part of the problem is a lot of guys trying to teach on this shit ain't really experienced shit, or they experience the negative part. Because another aspect of that cheating thing is sometimes women may not get that dude who got the looks, money, and status, right? But then they'll get that dude who's just there because they can't get the man they want, just to be on the surface, just to have somebody take to the cookout so Uncle Junior and them won't clown her and shit for being single. Or they think they can fix him. But then there's that one guy I say it's hard pressed to find women don't have that one guy you don't know about they'll fuck. It's that one guy. It's that one guy they'll come back to. And see, everything I do is predicated on what that one guy is doing. That guy at the top of the sexual pyramid. That guy who's in the sexual underworld. That guy who's been to some of those sex parties where those women who act like prim and proper on the surface are going to be straight freaks. Because all women, I've seen it. I've seen women do. I'm going to tell you what. The shit I don't tell you will blow some people's minds. I don't even tell people. That's why I keep a lot of shit quiet. Because then after a while, I keep talking. Now I'm going to have to dip into some areas and shit. Really tell y'all about some life. But that's how I know shit. That's how I know how women cheat. How they going to do. How they slick about it. How they ain't getting caught. Because I ain't shit. I ain't going to lie. I've been there. I've been there. I've been sitting in living rooms. Coming out of showers. Or some man call this woman. And all of a sudden I'm like. You know, they like, shh. I've seen that from so many women. Shh. That's when I was young. Like I said, I don't have time for that now. But even now, I get a lot of attention from attached women. Even now, 53-year-old man. So, I mean, you know what? If y'all want to understand it, search them out. Don't take my word for it. You look for it yourself if you don't have the experience with that and how deep it is. So once you understand, there's like 2 levels to that. That surface level and then the underground. And I'm telling you how to roll in the underground. Until you understand that, you ain't going to really understand shit. I'm just going to be real. You're going to be walking around trying to figure out shit. Because once you figure out the underground, the underpinnings, what's below the surface, then everything is easy for you. All right? So anyway, right? That's it for today. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.